Welcome to all the Icelandic horse lovers out there to our second English-speaking episode here on Easy Flakes podcast. Let's welcome together our two guests, Noa van den Langenberg and Dester van Nunen from the stallion station van Nunen in the Netherlands. These two founded one of the most well-known EU stallion stations within the Icelandic horse world. They are really fanatic breeders, and they have the idea to give breeders from abroad the chance to breed with the best stallions. In this episode, we talk about their visions, about the stallions they have on site this year, about the covering conditions, and how does a process looks like and booking process looks like if you want to bring a mare to them. Guys, wishing you a lot of fun with this episode. Enjoy! Hello everyone, and hello to my guests. I'm really much looking forward to talk a little bit about breeding today, and I have really two nice guests with me today from Stallion Station van Nunen in the Netherlands. Great to have you here in the podcast.
Thank you.
And before we are starting to talk a little bit deeper about the topic breeding, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about you and yourself.
My name is Dester van Nunen. I'm 34 years old and living close to Eindhoven. It's called Boxtel. We are living now here 6 years at the farm, and I think almost 6 years also together. And we are, I've breeded for like few years now. Before we moved to here. Now we were thinking about more breeding and stuff. So that's why we came to this station.
I would say that you are one of the most well-known stallion stations in the EU. And this is why I really wanted to invite you to this podcast. But of course, we really want to know, how did you start with Icelandic horses? How did it come that you raised this big stallion station?
That's quite long, because my grandparents, they started really early with Icelandic horses. My father has 2 brothers and 3 sisters, so they were with 6. And my grandparents, they were looking for a horse that everybody could ride, like the children and themselves, but could stay also outside, not in boxes or not, shelter that's good, but not something fancy stuff. And then I think they came to a family somewhere in the east of Holland, and they bought it. So they started with it, and my aunt, she took over this. It was a hobby from them, but they had first they bought, I don't know, 3 and then 4, and then they went to Iceland, and then it
Wow.
growed, and then they breed it, and now my aunt has this farm. It's called also the Brabant. It's where the World Championships were, and so I grew up with it. If I went to my grandparents, there were Icelandic horses, and all my aunts has Icelandic horses. So there were only Icelandic horses in the family.
And
And that was easy for us.
are you riding as well a lot still, or?
No, I don't, no, not anymore. No, I think if I cannot remember when the last time was.
I think some years ago.
No, we have a mare, Disa. She's now with a friend of us. That was the last time, and that was, I think she went in October. I don't know.
August.
August. I think August. That somewhere in August was my last time I was sitting on a horse, I think.
So
Yeah.
you must be quite busy, like with everything on the stallion station, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, on the farm, it's never, yeah, it's never, not busy. You can always do something on the farm. I mean, it's never done. So, yeah, and if we, when we when we bought the farm, it was quite old, so we also rebuilt it. So that took also some time, and then we rebuilt then we rebuilt the AU station. So that also took time. So yeah, uh,
It's a lot of work.
yeah. So yeah, that's why, and yeah, then you can train a bit up, and then yeah, then we thought, okay, we are going to build a U station. So then yeah, then you are busy with that, and then um
And during breeding season, we have
yeah,
no time
yeah,
left.
and yeah, during breeding season there is
No.
no time for it, or at least not for us. And yeah, so then it is going up and down to train a horse, and yeah, I did not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, or I do it good, or I don't do it. That's more like how I want to ride. So maybe in the future again.
Looking forward to it.
Maybe for a Sunday ride, something like that.
But how did it come to like found a EU stallion station? I mean, how did you raise this idea, and how do you like ended up now?
It started in 2017. There was the opportunity to rent two of Racleva. And it was a big success, and we liked it. And then in 2018, we moved to our own farm. And in 2019, we had the first stallion here. And that's how it started.
Yeah, and the AU station,
It
yeah,
came later.
it came later. It was also a bit like, that was all stallions that covered in the field,
Yeah.
and there were also some stallions that, and then it came in when I don't know, it was with Frammeri, I think, or was Reunach. Then we came a little bit in the problem, like, okay, yeah, we wanted to have these SEM tests, and then you always got these people, okay, yeah, uh, we have to cover the mare because the vet is saying that she has to be covered, and then they did not have the test. And then I was like, yeah, okay, how, yeah, I want to have the test results. I mean, I'm not covering, I don't want to do that. Uh, and then I had to talk with dressage guy here close by. He has a stallion station with dressage horses. So then I had to yeah, then jump there. Um, and that went quite easy, and I thought, okay, yeah, this is nice. And yeah, then I saw the process of doing there, what they were doing, and they were like, wow, from one portion you could make 8 portions. And I was like, is that enough? Yeah, that's enough. You can make the mares pregnant, and that's no problem. And I was like, okay, yeah, if you can make 8 portions out one jump, yeah, that's more a business model. And yeah, then we were thinking, yeah, it's also more not so much stress with the mares. We also had the first year that we had Frammeri, we had a lot of mares, and yeah, sometimes those mares got also stressed in the group with the stallion, and not that the stallion was the problem, but more the mares together.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, that came more and more like, okay, maybe we have to make it a station for insemination, an insemination station. And I think 1.5 year ago, or no, maybe no, 2 years ago.
2023, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, 2 years ago. Then we were like, okay, now we can make a station. And then we were like, okay, now if we are going to build it, then we want to build it also for international shipment, because yeah, if we do
This
it
is the
good,
future.
yeah, this will be more the future, at least for us. Yeah, then if you only have some people from Holland and Belgium and yeah, a bit from Germany, that is, yeah, that's nice, but we cannot live from that only. So yeah, that's why we were thinking, okay, then we are going to build it like that it is for EU. But yeah, there is not a guideline or protocol from, okay, you have to build it like this. So it costs, of course, a lot of time to get some info and
Figure
yeah,
everything out
yeah,
and what
yeah,
are the rules and
yeah. That was quite hard to find out because that's the people that has to yeah, look it and judge it, and they are not the people that say you have to build it like this, or they only say
they're
this is
not giving advice. So
no. That was quite hard to get it and
find out.
to find out how you have to build it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we managed it, and yeah, then they came and they yeah, that was quite yeah, it was really nervous. I was really nervous about it because it was, yeah, you build something and you think you do it good, but by the end you don't know how to do it. You know, it is not like an exam test for English. You learn the material and you know they can ask this or that. No, that's not it. We just built it and thought, okay, with all the info, we do it maybe good, but yeah, they can always find something maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they said, yeah, it looks good. So you are, I think, and that day already, she said,
Really
immediately she said, yeah, you have it. So yeah, that was super cool.
But
quite happy with it.
Yeah,
what does it mean to have like EU's stadium stations? So for those people who don't know, what does it mean?
yeah,
It means we can send fresh seamen all over Europe, Norway, and Switzerland.
Okay, so the stallions are staying at your stable though?
Hmm.
yes, they, yeah, it's like it is like a national, you know, there are not so much differences in it in the building of the station. But there are some more rules to it. So there are some more testing and
Quarantine periods for the
yeah,
stallions.
yeah, quarantine and the mayor. Uh, uh, and that's a big difference. And then yeah, you
We need to follow a lot of protocols,
yeah,
making traces for every shipment.
yeah.
Okay,
y- there are some tougher rules for
okay,
if you send seamen over the border than if you only send it national, so in your own country.
yeah.
Uh, that's a big difference in the national or in the international scene. And for us, it is still, yeah, we do Europe. But if you go to, I was today at the stallion station, he was sending seamen to Argentina. Yeah, that's a way harder league, you know, frozen seamen, of course, but that's yeah, that's even more difficult process. So we keep us by Europe. That that's already good enough for us, not that difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, and the stallions are standing the whole time at the station, so that's even yeah, that's
Super.
cheaper or yeah, not so complex as if you go outside. You know, if you take them outside the station, then you have to test again, and yeah, that those costs are
Really expensive.
really expensive. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How does the process look like when a stallion owner brings a stallion to you to like work with you? So you mentioned already the stallion has to stay in the station the whole time.
If an owner,
Yeah,
yeah,
stallion
that's
owner. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. Um, yeah, we always want to have him at least 1 month before because we have this quarantine of a month. But we prefer it
Okay.
a little bit more that that he can relax a bit before, and the food is different, the area is different, everything is different, of course, where it comes from, so that we can observe him a little bit and look at him, and then during the karate we can test him, and that's of course very important because every stallion gives different semen, and every stallion we have to, yeah,
Do some
yeah,
extended tests,
extended test, and
how to process a semen.
yeah, that's a very uh, also interesting process. How you uh, get the semen, and also how you the process of the whole process of getting the semen, and from the beginning to the end. That's with this one stallion it is like this, and the other stallion it is maybe the whole uh, different angle. You have to go more to the left or more to the right. It is never the same.
You have to
Mm-hmm.
find out what
Yeah.
is working the best for every stallion.
uh, and also with the extender, it's a liquid that you put uh, into the tube that you send with the semen. It's like a kind of food. Um, so you cannot send only the semen, then it dies. Uh, and this extender, this stuff that you put with the semen, you have a lot of differences in this extender. So you have to really figure out which one is the best for the semen at that moment. So
Mm-hmm.
that costs a lot, of course, a lot of time. So uh, that's why we want to have the stallion always a little bit, earlier than we are going than when we want to start it, because then we don't have so much time before it.
Yeah, yeah, fully understand. And I already checked a little bit your website beforehand, of course, and some other
Mhm.
people might have done that as well. What kind of stallions do you have? Like, are you offering this season at your place?
Yeah, we have this year, we have Draupnir Verstutlen. He is standing at the EU station. So we will send seamen from him to whole Europe, over whole Europe. So that's very cool to have him here.
Really
Uh,
nice horse, really nice color as well. Not only good marks.
especially as so very good offsprings, of course,
True.
we will,
Yes.
we will definitely use him, but we always look or try to get the stallion that has this, first prize for offsprings, or already shown some offsprings that we like. Um, so it was really cool to fix that with Kronshoff and Anja Ecker. Um, and then we have, for hand covering, we have Burger, Frau Stranda Jalagi. He is a son of Concept in Bilkia. And he is doing hand covering. He is owned by Lindholm.
Mm-hmm.
And he will do hand covering here this year. We saw some offsprings 2 years ago, I think, at the full show. And they were very nice. So I asked Fleming if he could have him for this year, and he agreed on that. So that's then we have a little bit both. Then we have and the hand covering and the insemination. Then we can, if people, then we have for everybody we have something. You
Mm-hmm.
always have some people that only want to do hand covering, or cover in the field. So that's what we always try also to manage, to find stallions that are good for that.
Mm-hmm. Do you have
So
more, or is it only these two this year?
we have also a young stallion. His name is Griemer, Frau Breideblik. He was shown last Sunday at the stallion station or stallion show, and he is also doing insemination. So we will test him. He's now in quarantine, and we will test him in 2 weeks. Or no, he came on Sunday, so then so he will also do the insemination. So those are the three that we have here at the station. Mm, and then we have one more stallion. He will come a little bit later this year after the Fietso. His name is Frami, Frau Breideblik. He is now still in training, and we hope he will go to Fietso this year. And after that, uh, he will come uh, and do also for insemination. So those four stallions we have for this year.
And then I saw on your website, I'm not sure if this is still true, but I saw Huni and Vida Frosker, Noki and Blakkur. Are you offering semen of these stallions this year? Or was it last year?
In a cooperation with Stitteri Lindholm from Denmark, so we are also offering these stallions.
Okay, so they are sending probably fresh semen to you and you do the insemination then.
Yes.
Okay, so you're offering quite a lot of good stallion semen, at least.
Yeah,
What
we
to
have a
say.
whole package of very good stallions, and it is we work now 3 or 4 years now, 4 years with
4 years.
4 years now already with Lintel, and that works very very good, and so we can do the whole process for the bear owners. Uh, the veterinarian comes every day here in the morning around 8. So then they will scan the mares and we will follow them up. And then, that's for a lot of mare owners more easy than doing themselves. They can just uh, go to work and we will try to make the mares pregnant. So that works really good.
But how does a process for a mare usually looks like when a owner is interested in bringing a mare to you for covering?
That's okay. If they bring them to us, they first have to choose which stallion they want, of course. And they can decide. Yeah, it depends a little bit on what if the stallion is standing here or not. Um, but they have to sign in through the website, and then we can figure out the date. Depends, of course, also if the mare is pregnant or not. And then they can bring the mare and they can choose if they want to have the mare in the field or on the paddock or in the stable. We have some paddocks and some stables, so they can choose if they want to have her alone or if it is okay if she stands in the group on the field. And then we will look how the heat is going, how our cyclist is going, and then together with the veterinarian we decide what is the best time to inseminate the mare. And then we inseminate the mare, and most of the time the mare owners wait, of course, after the first scanning date. So between the 17 and 18 days, we will, the vet will scan her, and then we hope, of course, that she's pregnant. And then we call the mare owner and say, you can pick her up, or sometimes they leave it and let her stand for 30 days that we can check the heartbeat, and then they will pick them up. It depends on a little bit on if they live close by or if they have to drive further away. Then they will, they can decide, of course, themselves. So that's a little bit how the process is working here. But of course, it's with the insemination and the EU station. That's of course nice. Then they can have the mare at home. Some mare owners want to have the mare at home. especially if they have a foal, they don't want to drive a long distance with a newborn foal. So then it is, of course, way more easy that we send a seaman. So that's why we also decided to make this station, because we cannot have, or we can have them, but the people will not drive from Denmark or Sweden or Norway or Austria to bring mares to us. So that's why we built also this station to yeah to have
To reach more
yeah
breeders.
reach more breeders. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it is also yeah very cool to use these kind of stallions, and not all these stallions are always on a on an AU station. So yeah, then
exactly.
it is of course also really cool that breeders can use it in Switzerland, or yeah, that's what they normally only can do if they bring a mare to a yeah to another place.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah.
100%. But so I saw on your website the booking process is super easy. If someone is bringing, booking a mare into a stallion, they can easily do it via your website, right?
Hmm.
Um, how does it look like regarding the costs? So, for example, like the covering costs 1,500 euros. What is coming on top of that? Like, for example, you are sending the semen to the mare owner. What kind of costs? Not only from your side, as well from the veterinarian and so on, from your experience.
Yes, of course, it is different with every mare. It is depending on her cycle and how she's doing. But normally you have the shipping costs. They are different for each country. And next to that, we need to make a tracer certificate. And these costs will come on top of that. And then you have your veterinarian costs at home, of course.
Yeah, and yeah, of course, if you have of course a covering price that you have to pay, and then the field costs here, um, and of course veterinarian costs, and we can split. We always split it with if they come to here, then we split those money with all the mare owners if she scans. So that's sometimes cheaper, but of course they have to
True,
bring
yeah.
the mare here. Um, And yeah, those are normally the costs. And for we work with Wildfinger, so our stud book put coverings in Wildfinger.
Cool.
So there are also some costs for, but yeah, I don't know what is that,
It's like 20 euros.
20 euro or 30
This
euro,
is the
something like that.
cheapest cost, I guess, of all of the covering costs.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, that's the cheapest. Yes, exactly. Yeah, of course, everything costs like uh, a lot of money, but we also always try to have different stallions. So you have hand covering and insemination, but also in the age. We have young stallions. They are of course cheaper than this uh, first price class stallions with first price for offsprings. Yeah, this is of course there's those stallions cost of course more than a 4-year-old stallion that is only judged by hand. We always try a little bit for that we can reach as many people as we can get. So
Yes, we have different price categories,
yeah, different.
starting at 650
Yeah,
until 2000,
yeah,
200 euros.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really cool. You mentioned in the beginning that you might use Draupnir as well for breeding. So I guess you're breeding a little bit on your own as well, don't you?
Yeah, we breed every year we cover every year 2 3 mares. Uh, Sometimes 4, but yeah, normally 2 3 years mares every year. Yeah, and that depends a bit on if we have some younger mares or not. But yeah, we are not big breeders. We don't breed 8 9 foals a year. I mean, yeah, you also need the place to put them, and yeah, also to train them, and or you have to sell everything. But yeah, I think we have some very cool breeding mares, and yeah, we are always excited to see the foals coming out, but yeah, we are always busy with, okay, next year we will use this stallion, or next year we will put this one on that one, and yeah, and then the foal is not even coming. It's just pregnant the mare, and then we are already busy with, oh yeah, what are we going to do next year? So yeah, breeding is yeah, it
It's
is.
super fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. Yeah, of course, if everything goes well, yeah, we then it is of course fun. And every year is of course different. Yeah, we also had mares that got not pregnant and or was took a lot of time and took a lot of energy and money, and yeah, a year later it is like fixed with the first heat, and yeah, that yeah, it's nature. That's the fun part also of it.
But what kind of
Yeah,
stallions are you using this year? We really want to know for your mares.
yeah, we are not 100%. Yeah, which stallion? Yeah, we are not 100% sure. It depends also a little bit on which mare we can use, or which if they are ready. We have some older mares. Uh, we have of course Fenna van Wiesenhof. She was with Bernard Potlich in World Championships in 2007. She is also the mother of Frami, but she is yeah, she's this year not pregnant. She's also older, so it's always a little bit depending on if they got pregnant, or if she is if she has a good heat. So we always check them, but yeah, they are also getting older, so it's also a little bit depending on
With mares, but
yeah, which
I
man.
think we will use Dreupnir.
Yeah, definitely Dreupnir.
Yeah.
And we have covered one mare with Burger already in the field. And then it a little bit depends on Vidar or Uni. One of those two we will definitely also use. And maybe some young stallion, but yeah, he still has to be proven. So in feet, so it is, yeah, it's a little bit excited how it will go this year. But yeah, there are a lot of stallions we can use. So it is a little bit depending also on what is how are the mares giving birth? Was it good or was it quite heavy for them? Yeah, we always look. If it was a heavy birth, then we normally maybe wait a year and then not breed again with it. Um, Also for the mare, if she gets fall after fall after fall, and sometimes it is a heavy birth. Then we skip a year. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it all depends on how they give the birth of the foal that is now coming out. So yeah,
How do you handle that? Do you let them give birth on the fields, or do you put them in the box to like control everything?
I wish.
We have them in a
Yeah,
paddock, so they
yeah,
can stand outside and inside.
yeah,
And we have a camera on, so that's working very good
yeah, that's working very good. And
because they are never standing in a box. So we don't want to have them in a box when they give birth.
no,
They are not used to it, and
no, not the whole time. These breeding mares, they are standing in a big field, and they and if that's this is more easy for them. They can also see the other mares. And the parents of Noah, the they can watch them also. So we are with everyone can log in on this camera, and everyone can then look how it is going. And your sister is always quite late, so she is doing the night shifts. So we have shifts then. So yeah, normally we are not. Yeah, your parents also hear it. They hear it. If the mare is going to lay down, then yeah, normally your mother is always there, and
And she's calling
then
and
she's calling. If but if it is yeah, then we are going to look at. But sometimes if they are really close by, if we have two mares, yeah, we also put them just in the field where they're always standing. So it's Vanna is always giving birth just in the field, but she was also used to it. Um, I mean, at the Wieshof, they never put them in a box, or I think, so they're always in the field. So he's also used to it. So it's a little bit depending also on the mare, and yeah,
they need to be relaxed. That's the most
yeah,
important thing.
yeah, yeah. If they get stressed from if you take them out of the group, yeah, that's never good. I think that's never working.
Mm-hmm.
So that's. But we don't have a birth alarm or something like that. No, we don't.
Okay. It's always interesting. Everybody does it a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah. I also don't want to get stressed too much of it. I mean, I know something can happen, and if you don't, luckily we never had it. I know it can happen, but that's yeah. I also know from breeders they watch the whole evening to the mare, and they fall asleep, and yeah, it also did not work well. So yeah, it's also yeah. Uh, you just must fingers crossed and hope for the best, of course.
True. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's the thing. But yeah, I know my sister. She had, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. She had two mares. They were pregnant, and she put the birth alarm on one of the mares, and the other one gave birth. So yeah, that also can happen. So then they were awake for I don't know a week or something like that. Every time this birth alarm woke them up, then you have to go out of your bed and look how it is going, and yeah, and by the end, yeah, the other mare has given birth. So yeah, they were also too late. So that this is also and of course it went well. We're lucky that it went well, but yeah, it's not always. Yeah, I think also. I mean, in Iceland, it is also and big, big farms. Also, yeah, they just put them in. They have them in the field, and normally it goes good, and sometimes it is not going good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is also how it is. This is that shit, and but yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. True. But if you could give an advice to like somebody who is just starting and breeding, how would the advice looks like? Do you have any specific like stallion in mind or any special tip?
For breeding or when the mare is pregnant, you mean,
For
or
breeding in general.
yeah, look what the. It really depends, of course, what you want to breed. I mean, uh, yeah, sometimes you want to have a copy of your own mare because you like her so much. But yeah, that's not always how it is. I mean, yeah, of course you have some things that are in common of the mare, but of course you also have a stallion. So that is
No
has also
guarantee.
no, there's no guarantee that it will look like the mare. Um, but yeah, what do you want to improve or what do you want? That's more or less that you have to ask yourself. I mean, the first mare that or the first time I covered was I was I had a mare that yeah was really a forgetter, and I only had two things. It had to have longer legs and way much tilt. So that was the only two things that uh, was important for me because she was a little bit smaller and I wanted to have some longer legs. But yeah, for much tilt inside the mare. So I looked for a stallion that had a lot of tilt inside the mare, inside him. So that was for me my the only two things that I wanted. And yeah, now I will look have maybe more that I want to have more suppleness or more carryings from the hind leg or good character. But that's all. Yeah, that's also always a little bit difficult, of course, if you don't know the stallion really much. That's also for us, we we have stallions here standing, but yeah, at the end we don't, of course, know how they are how they were trained or how they are under the saddle or how they behave. Of course, that's always a different thing to say. We can only, yeah, we can only see what is in Wildfinger or what people are talking about the stallion. So yeah, that's always a little bit difficult about the character, huh?
Mm. But at the end, did you get more turret and longer legs into your mare?
Yeah, that mare gave that foal had longer legs, was a black mare foal, five gator, and yeah, everything what I wanted. Those two things, it had it. A lot of things she did not had, but those two were, yeah, I had 100% score of it. So that was, that was, and it was a black mare foal, so I was like, I had even bonus, I had 100.
Jackpot.
I had, yeah, exactly. I had royal flush.
Super funny. But do you have your own, like you were talking about that a little bit now? Do you have your own vision in Icelandic horse breeding? So, what's your perfect horse looks like? What's your breeding goal?
Perfect horse. Yeah, I don't know. It's of course a little bit difficult for me, maybe. Yeah, I'm the last years I don't ride so much, so I'm not a sport rider. I'm really a breeder, and I like a horse that can carry himself easy, and um, walks easy. It doesn't take too much power or
Pepper.
effort, yeah, to walk. I want in the gates. It has to be smooth and it has to look easy for the horse. So just tilt is tilt and trot is trot. I don't care if it goes really fast or if it goes slow, but it has to be the gates has to be easy for the horse and also trained in the head. It has. I don't want to have them stressed or that they are really scared or yeah, that's for me important. Yeah, we bring all our horses in training. Yeah, and if you have a really scared and costs a lot of time, then it also costs a lot of money. And that's it's more easy if you have a horse. Yeah, also for the trainer, it works also. The work for a trainer is also more fun if the horse takes it easy, and
Sure.
um, then it doesn't take so much time to break a horse in or to train it. If a horse has carrying its hind leg good under the rider, and yeah, that's for everybody. If you are a sport rider or a breeding rider or just a pleasure rider, it's more fun that the horse can carry himself and raise himself up with a smooth tilt. That's for everybody fun, and that's
And has a good conformation,
yeah.
good legs.
Yeah, good legs. That's also very important. Um, and the conformation also. Yeah, I don't know if a horse that has 870 or 880 or 830, if there is a difference in if they can walk more easy. Some parts, of course, are very important for the horse to do it, but uh, I don't think a horse that has 9.5 for neck, for example, uh, walks more easy than a horse with 8.5 for neck. I, uh, I I'm not sure about that. So for me, it is like also with the confirmation. Yeah, how you say that? Uh,
It's
it,
always about having a specific feeling, isn't it? Like that. I mean, you have this most of the or some stadiums you have in your station, and you see them and you handle them every day, so you get like another impression of them sometimes as well, and you're like, okay, this stadium might fit to this mare.
Yeah, of course, we see, if you handle with the stallions, you see, of course, some difference, but and then you see also some character things, that you like or maybe that you don't like. Um, and uh, and that's of course then you have a small idea about it, but yeah, it's also so difficult if we only have them here at the station, so we see a small part of of his entire life, how he was maybe as a 4-year-old, or how he was with breaking in, or how he was at competitions, or how he was at the feet show, or and so yeah, it's always difficult to uh, say how is his character. Yeah, I know it only here. I mean, I cannot say how he was there, or and that's of course sometimes also difficult uh,
Really wise
to explain
words.
how a stallion is. Huh?
Yeah, really
I
wise
mean,
words. I think this is good to hear sometimes, to keep that in mind. You never know how was a stadium when he was a young one.
yeah, exactly. I only know it from the young stallion. We only know it from the young stallions that we have here. Those two, we can say okay how they behaved at another place, or how they do it. Uh, so yeah, so that's always a little bit difficult to say if what kind of uh, uh, which stallion would fit for a typical mare. It's also a feeling. You just have to do it and try it out. We also do it. I mean, it's not that we have all the knowledge. I mean, we have a mare and we think, okay, and now it is also a little bit more easy because we have breeded now some offsprings with some of the mares, and we see some comparing things. And then we think, okay, if we use this kind of blood or typical or types of stallions, we get we get this. Or the mare is always giving, I don't know, lower set neck, or thick at the throat, or and then we can look at maybe a stallion that is more raised up and has a nice longer neck. And that's also but yeah,
It makes it easier.
now yes,
Bring up
yeah,
that.
yeah. But it was not easy. I mean, the first time it was like, okay, you just do something and you think you do it right, but yeah, it's also not always that that if you do plus and plus that you get super plus. Uh, this is also not always that the fall is that get all the super good things from mother and the father side. I mean, that's also not always, or yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get the fall and you think, yeah, yeah, he got all the negative things from both sides. This can also be happen. I mean, you also have to be reasonable in that
Yeah.
with breeding. It is not always I put a mare with 9 for tilt and a stallion with 9.5 for tilt, and yeah, then my mare uh, will get a 10 for tilt or 9.5 for tilt. It, the whole story afterwards is maybe more important, to grow the foal up and to bring it to a good trainer, and show it at the right time. I think those kind of things are very important also for breeding a good foal, or uh, yeah, by the end having a nice judged horse. Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, my last question. What are your future plans for the Icelandic horse world, or how does your perfect Icelandic horse future looks like, or what do you wish the Icelandic horse world for the future?
So I hope we can continue with what we are doing. I mean, I hope that the horse world is, yeah, that we can ride in 10 years still, you know. I mean, it is going uh, yeah, in another way or something like that. I don't know. It is moving to with all of, yeah, negative things also with the horse riding stuff. So I hope we can breed and use cool stallions for the next years. Um,
And breed some nice horses.
yeah, yeah, that's, yeah. We hope that that's and see our horses also, and maybe even ride them one day. You know, that would be nice. But I think, yeah, using good stallions, having good stallions here at the station, that would be, yeah, for many years, that would be super cool and make a lot of breeders happy with foals that they want. You know, a mare or stallion or black or which color them what they want. That's always nice to hear from mare owners if they say or yeah, if they say, yeah, yeah, this foal is exactly what we wanted. You know, that's nice to hear, and yeah, we hope we can manage that for the next years.
Yeah, I think this was a really good answer. Noa and Dester, thank you so much being our guest.
Thank you.
I hope you inspired a lot of people out there, and wishing you a really, 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 really great and exciting and successful breeding season.
Thank you very much.